Life is not meant to be lived in a comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen there. Transformation doesn't happen there. Dreams do not come true in the warm embrace of ease and familiarity. If you want to become someone you've never been, you have to do things you've never done. That means you must force yourself to be uncomfortable over and over again, not once, not twice, but daily, relentlessly, unapologetically. Comfort is seductive. It whispers promises of safety, of peace, of contentment. But it delivers stagnation. It dulls your ambition. It suffocates your potential. It convinces you that average is acceptable, that mediocrity is enough, that you can coast through life without facing your fears or challenging your limits. That's a lie. That's the enemy of greatness. Nothing meaningful ever came from staying comfortable. Nothing legendary was ever born from playing it safe. Every success story you admire, every champion you look up to, every person who built something extraordinary, they all forced themselves to be uncomfortable. They all walked through fear. They all stepped into the unknown. And that's why they are where they are. The truth is, discomfort is the birthplace of growth. When your muscles ache after a brutal workout, that pain means you're building strength. When your mind is stretched with new knowledge, that struggle means you're evolving. When your heart pounds with fear before a big leap, that anxiety means you're about to break through. Discomfort is not your enemy, it's your greatest ally. It shows you that you're alive, that you're reaching, that you're pushing past the boundaries of who you were yesterday. Forcing yourself to be uncomfortable means doing the hard things even when no one's watching. It means waking up earlier than you want to. It means showing up when you don't feel like it. It means putting in work when others are resting. It means confronting your flaws, exposing your weaknesses, facing your past, and building a future that demands more from you than you think you're capable of. But guess what? You are capable, far more than you know. Your potential is not fixed. It expands when you demand more from yourself. It grows when you choose discomfort over ease. Every time you feel like giving up and don't, every time you want to stay silent but speak up, every time you want to quit but keep going, you're training yourself for greatness. Most people avoid discomfort like a disease. They build their lives around convenience. They design their routines to minimize effort. They numb their anxiety with distractions. They protect themselves from failure by never trying. But you're not most people. You're not here to be average. You're here to become the best version of yourself, and that version lives on the other side of discomfort. You won't find it by playing small. You won't discover it by staying safe. You have to chase challenge. You have to embrace risk. You have to step outside of the walls you've built around yourself and live in the space where growth happens. It's going to be hard. It's supposed to be. That's the point. If it were easy, everyone would do it. But not everyone wants it bad enough. Not everyone is willing to suffer for their dreams. Not everyone is willing to go through the fire, to be judged, to be criticized, to fail and get back up again. You have to decide who you are. You have to decide what you want more, comfort or greatness, because you can't have both. You can't grow and stay the same. You can't rise and stay rooted in fear. You can't lead and remain silent. The life you want is going to demand that you sacrifice the life you have. That's the trade. Off, and it's worth it. You weren't born to coast. You weren't created to blend in. You have gifts that the world needs, but they'll remain hidden if you stay comfortable. The only way to unlock your full power is to throw yourself into the fire of discomfort. Force yourself to speak when your voice shakes. Force yourself to move when your body resists. Force yourself to act when doubt creeps in. Because that's how you build confidence. That's how you earn respect from others and from yourself. Every time you choose discomfort, you are building a stronger, more resilient, more powerful version of you. Look at the most successful people in the world. They didn't get there by accident. They got there because they did what others wouldn't. They embraced discomfort. They made friends with fear. They practiced discipline when others indulged. They didn't rely on motivation. They relied on commitment. They didn't wait for things to feel right. They acted despite the fear, despite the discomfort, despite the unknown. That's the mindset you need. That's the edge you must cultivate, because discomfort is not just about pain, it's about change, and change is messy, change is hard. Change forces you to let go of who you were and become someone new. But that's what life is about: evolution, transformation, reinvention. Every time you take the harder path, you prove to yourself that you can do hard things. That belief becomes your superpower. It becomes your foundation. It becomes your edge in a world full of people waiting for things to get easier. Let them wait. You move. Let them hesitate. You act. Let them fear discomfort. You embrace it. Force yourself to have the difficult conversations. Force yourself to walk into the rooms where you feel small. Force yourself to try, even when failure feels guaranteed, because every one of those moments is a stepping stone. Every one of those moments builds your character. You don't rise by staying comfortable. You rise by standing tall in the storm, by daring to take the leap, by trusting that discomfort is the path, not the obstacle. Stop running from the hard things. Run toward them, hunt them down, seek out the experiences that scare you. Pursue the challenges that stretch you. Lean into the situations that make you question whether you belong, because you do. But you'll only discover that truth if you're willing to be uncomfortable long enough for it to be revealed. The truth is, greatness isn't given, it's earned through struggle, through discipline, through relentless discomfort. If you want mental toughness, you won't find it in comfort. You find it in the cold showers, in the early alarms, in the lonely grind, in the workouts that make you want to quit, in the goals that feel too big, in the days you show up when every excuse says not to. That's how you build grit. That's how you build inner strength. That's how you become unstoppable. Force yourself to be uncomfortable not once, but every day. Train it like a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger you become. And that strength will carry you through any storm, through any setback, through any failure, because you'll know you've been through worse. You've endured more. You've chosen the hard path before, and you've survived. You've thrived. That's where real confidence comes from. Not from pretending to be fearless, but from knowing you can walk through fear and still move forward. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort, then wonder why they never reach their potential. Don't be most people. Be uncommon. Be the one who chooses the harder road. Be the one who says yes when everyone else says no. Be the one who leans into discomfort and becomes something extraordinary because of it. The greatest power you will ever unlock is the ability to force yourself to do what others won't, to train when it hurts, to speak when it's scary, to act when it's uncertain. That's how you win. That's how you lead. That's how you change everything. The pain of discomfort is temporary, but the pain of regret is permanent. Which one are you choosing? When you look back on your life, will you be proud of the risks you took, the challenges you faced, the growth you earned? Or will you be haunted by the comfort you clung to, the dreams you abandoned, the life you could have had if only you had been willing to be uncomfortable? Every moment is a chance to choose differently. Every day is a new opportunity to force yourself to rise, to lean into the discomfort, to break free from the patterns that hold you back. You're not limited by your past. You're limited by your fear of discomfort. Let it go. Choose the hard thing. Choose the path that scares you. That's the one that leads to greatness. Because the journey doesn't end when you first step into discomfort. That's just the beginning. The more you embrace it, the more layers you peel away. The person you are today is just the surface of who you could be. Beneath your excuses is power. Beneath your hesitation is courage. Beneath your comfort is a beast that's been sleeping for far too long. And you wake it up the moment you decide that comfort will no longer be your master. Life rewards those who endure. It doesn't reward wishful thinking. It doesn't reward those who wait for ideal conditions. It rewards those who move anyway, those who act when everything inside them says to retreat. Forcing yourself to be uncomfortable is the ultimate act of self-respect. It means you believe in your potential enough to suffer for it. It means you're willing to become more than what life expects from you. It means you've declared to yourself and the world that you will not be defined by fear, by failure, by anything less than greatness. You have to rewire your mind to love discomfort, to crave it, to see it not as pain, but as the proving ground for your potential. When things get hard, don't wish they were easier. Wish you were stronger, and then go become that version of you. You build strength by enduring. You build resilience by pushing through. You build confidence by doing the very thing you thought you couldn't. That's what makes you different. That's what separates the unstoppable from the average. Force yourself to take that first step even when you're shaking, because that first step is all it takes to build momentum. Then take another and another. Discomfort may not get easier, but you get stronger. What used to terrify you becomes routine. What used to make you want to quit becomes your war. Mup. That's the beauty of growth that compounds, but only if you keep choosing it. When you train your body, your muscles scream before they grow. When you train your mind, your ego resists before it breaks. When you train your soul, your spirit stretches beyond what you thought was possible. That's the cost of evolution, and it's worth it. Because on the other side of discomfort is a life most people will never taste. A life of deep fulfillment, fierce self-respect, and limitless potential. You'll find that discomfort teaches you more than comfort ever could. It teaches you who your real friends are. It teaches you how to think under pressure. It reveals your inner dialogue. It exposes your limitations and dares you to exceed them. You don't discover your true character when things are going well. You discover it in the chaos, in the crisis. In the moments when you want to run, but instead you stand. That's where you find out who you are, and more importantly, who you're becoming. Stop searching for shortcuts. Stop chasing hacks. The real shortcut is doing the hard work when others won't. The real hack is getting comfortable being uncomfortable. While others look for easy, you build endurance. While others look for quick results, you build discipline. While others fall apart under pressure, you rise. Because you've trained in the dark, you've trained in silence, you've trained under the weight of discomfort that would break most people, and now nothing can touch you, because you've earned your strength. You've built it from the inside out. It's time to make discomfort your new normal. Let it guide your decisions. If it scares you, run toward it. If it challenges you, lean into it. If it demands more than you think you can give more. That's how you shatter the ceiling. That's how you rewrite your story. That's how you inspire others to rise with you. Because your strength won't just change your life, it'll light the way for others. You weren't made to live small. You weren't made to live soft. You were made for impact. You were made to rise. But you can't rise until you first go through the resistance, until you feel the weight. Until you walk through the fire. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for perfect timing. You don't need more time. You need more courage. And you build that courage by choosing discomfort daily. Every moment you delay, you are reinforcing the lie that you're not ready. But you are. You just haven't been willing to feel the fear and move anyway. Do it scared, do it unsure, do it messy, just do it. Because action in the face of discomfort is the most powerful force in the world. It changes you, it molds you. It destroys who you used to be and gives birth to someone greater. You owe it to yourself to find out what you're capable of. Not what you think you can do, but what you're really made of when everything inside you wants to quit. That version of you, the one forged in the fire of discomfort, is the version the world is waiting for. The version that leaves a legacy, the version that breaks generational cycles, the version that makes history, but you'll never meet that version if you keep choosing easy. So what are you going to do? Keep hiding in comfort, keep making excuses, or are you going to step into the discomfort and take what's yours? Are you going to stop dreaming and start doing? Stop planning and start executing? Stop wishing and start becoming? Because the time is now, not tomorrow, not next year, right now. Force yourself to be uncomfortable. Make it a lifestyle. Make it your identity. Make it your advantage. And when the world asks how you became so strong, so confident, so powerful, you'll know the answer. You earned it. You embraced the discomfort that others ran from. You endured what others avoided. And because of that, you became someone they'll never forget. Because this is not just about motivation. This is a declaration of war against the part of you that's held you back. It's a fight for your life, your potential, your destiny. It's you versus the voice that says not today, and not yet, maybe later. That voice lives in comfort. And you must silence it with relentless action. Every time you do what's hard, every time you choose the path that stretches you, that voice gets weaker, and you get stronger. Force yourself to step into discomfort even when there's no guarantee of success. That's real bravery. That's real progress. Most people only act when outcomes are certain. But certainty is not a prerequisite for success. Courage is. You have to dare to fail. You have to be willing to fall flat on your face, not once, not twice, but as many times as it takes. Because failure in discomfort is infinitely more powerful than success and safety. It means you dared. It means you tried. And every failure becomes fuel, feedback, and forward motion. You will be tested. Life will throw obstacles your way the moment you commit to growth. You'll be challenged in ways that feel unfair, overwhelming, even cruel, but discomfort reveals you. It shows you what you're made of. You can let the pain break you, or you can let it build you. Every hardship is an invitation to dig deeper, to think bigger, to rise higher. And the only people who truly rise are the ones who keep showing up when they don't feel like it. That's what separates contenders from pretenders. That's what separates dreamers from doers. Comfort is quiet. It lulls you into a sleepwalk. But discomfort wakes you up. It brings clarity. It forces you to see who you've become and who you could be. That tension between the two, that's where real transformation begins. So stay in it. Don't flinch. Don't retreat. The breakthrough only comes after the breakdown. The reward only comes after the risk. You cannot skip the struggle and still expect the strength. The days you feel most uncertain, most afraid, most stretched, those are the days that count the most. Anyone can grind when it's easy. Anyone can smile when things are going well. But who are you when the lights are off? Who are you when the pressure's on? Who are you when everything is going wrong and no one's watching to applaud your effort? That's the version that matters. That's the real you, and that version is built in discomfort. Force yourself to become someone who runs toward resistance. Seek the silence. Chase the rejection. Fall in love with the burn, because that's where champions are made. Not in the spotlight, not on the podium, but in the dark alone, with nothing but your willpower and a dream. That's where the real work happens, and that's where you will separate yourself. The world doesn't owe you anything. Your dreams won't be handed to you. They're out there. But they must be earned through effort, earned through discipline, earned through suffering when others are celebrating. Earned by sacrificing who you are today for who you could be tomorrow. No one will understand your grind. They won't feel your hunger, but they'll see the results, and they'll call you lucky. Let them. You'll know the truth. You'll know you forced yourself to be uncomfortable when it would have been easier to quit. Don't just flirt with discomfort. Commit to it. Let it reshape your routines. Let it define your mindset. Let it lead your actions. Comfort tells you to wait. Discomfort tells you to leap. Choose the leap. That's how you build a life that excites you. That's how you write a story worth reading. That's how you wake up every day with purpose, with passion, with power. You will be misunderstood. You will be doubted. You will be questioned, but don't let that stop you. Let that fuel you. Prove it to yourself, not to them. Show yourself what you're made of. Every rep, every step, every sacrifice, it all adds up. Every time you force yourself to move when everything in you wants to freeze, you add another brick to the foundation of your greatness. This is not a phase. This is not a temporary hustle. This is who you are now. Someone who does the uncomfortable thing. Someone who dares to stretch. Someone who refuses to shrink back into comfort when the heat turns up. You keep rising, even when the climb gets harder, because you know what's waiting for you at the top. Not just success, not just recognition, but peace. The peace that comes from knowing you gave it everything, that you didn't waste your life running from fear, but used it as fuel, that you lived fully and fought fiercely and rose repeatedly. And in time the discomfort will change you. What used to scare you will empower you. What used to drain you will energize you. What used to feel impossible will become your new baseline. That's what happens when you stay in the fire long enough. You don't just survive it, you become it. You become unbreakable. You become the example. You become the proof that discomfort is not a curse, it's a calling. This is your time. This is your season to rise. There is no perfect day, no perfect plan, no perfect you, but there is power in deciding. There is power in doing the hard thing today, not because it's easy, not because you're ready, but because you made a decision to live differently. To stop letting fear dictate your actions, to stop letting comfort shape your life, to stop wasting your fire on things that don't matter. You are not here to repeat the past. You are here to create the future. And that future demands everything you've got. So force yourself to be uncomfortable again and again. Break the patterns, raise the standards, do what's hard until it becomes your new normal. That's how you build a life that's unstoppable. That's how you create a legacy that echoes long after you're gone. Absolutely. Let's take it even deeper. Even though we've reached the word goal, the truth behind this message deserves more than just a number. It deserves to be burned into your mind, lived in your routine, and reflected in your actions. Because here's the reality: the world isn't changed by those who coast through life. The world is changed by those who are willing to put themselves in situations that make others flinch. You want to leave a mark, then start doing what's hard. Start choosing the uphill path. Start seeing pain as the price of greatness. Your legacy depends on it. Too many people go their whole lives avoiding the very moments that would shape them. They hide behind comfort, routine, and the illusion of safety. But that's not living. That's slow death. You can exist in a comfortable bubble and never feel truly alive. Or you can break out, feel the sting of the cold air, and realize what it means to be free. You can suffer for a purpose. You can grind for a goal. You can chase something so big that it scares you. And when that fear rises, that's your signal. That's not a warning to stop. That's a sign that you're on the edge of something powerful. Something real, something transformational. The people you admire, the ones who move the world, they feel that same fear, they just don't bow to it. They force themselves to act anyway, and you must do the same. Every uncomfortable moment is a doorway. On one side is who you are. On the other is who you could be, and the only way through is by walking into what you fear most. Will it be messy? Yes. Will it be painful? Absolutely, but will it be worth it, beyond anything you could imagine? Don't just survive discomfort, use it. Let it be your compass. Let it guide your growth. If something feels terrifying and meaningful at the same time, it's probably exactly what you need. That conversation you're avoiding, have it. That risk you've been dodging, take it. That discipline you keep delaying, build it. The future version of you is waiting on the other side of those decisions. Force yourself to be uncomfortable, not once, not twice, but every single day, because discomfort isn't a phase, it's a practice, and like all practices, the more you show up for it, the more you master it. Eventually, you won't even recognize the person you used to be, the one who hesitated, the one who doubted, the one who shrank. That person will be a shadow, long gone, replaced by a warrior who charges forward regardless of how hard the terrain becomes. This is your path now, not the easy way, not the common way, the hard way, the high road, the relentless, unforgiving, powerful road, the road where growth lives, the road where champions are born, the road where your real story begins. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't look for ease. Look for the stretch. Look for the challenge. Look for the thing that forces you to evolve, because every time you embrace discomfort, you're rewriting your identity. You're telling your future, I'm coming for you. I'm not waiting to be ready. I'm building myself now. And that mindset, that level of commitment, that unshakable fire, and when the world pushes back, and it will, you won't flinch. Because discomfort is no longer your enemy. It's your edge. It's what keeps you sharp when others dull out. It's what keeps you climbing when others plateau. It's what keeps you fighting long after the average person quits. You've conditioned your mind to expect resistance and respond with resolve. You've trained your body to endure the storm. You've shaped your character in the fire. So when life tries to throw you off course, you don't get rattled. You get focused. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start declaring, this is happening for me. Every setback becomes a setup. Every delay becomes development. Every hardship becomes a hammer shaping your purpose. That's how unstoppable people think. That's how you must think. Because when you reframe discomfort as growth, it no longer has the power to defeat you. Instead, it becomes the force that defines you. Your dreams are not waiting for the perfect version of you. They're waiting for the brave version of you, the bold version, the relentless version, and that version only shows up when you push past the wall of comfort and live in the arena of effort. That's where real champions are made, not in the moments when it's easy, but in the moments when everything hurts and you move anyway. If you want to live an extraordinary life, then you must do extraordinary things. You must embrace extraordinary discipline, take extraordinary risks, show extraordinary resilience. None of that comes from comfort. It comes from leaning into the things that scare you, from doing what most people won't, from showing up day after day when nobody claps, nobody watches, and nobody cares, except you, and that's the key. You must care enough about your future to fight for it in the present. That means discomfort isn't something to tolerate. It's something to pursue. It's something to celebrate, because every ounce of struggle you face today is an investment in the person you're becoming, and the return on that investment, unshakable confidence. Ironclad discipline, a sense of purpose that no one can take from you. When others sleep in, you rise early. When others avoid the hard conversations, you lean into them. When others cut corners, you sharpen your edge. Why? Because you made a promise to yourself that you wouldn't let fear win, that you wouldn't settle for a version of life that was easy but empty, that you would do whatever it takes, for as long as it takes, to become who you were born to be. That kind of resolve doesn't come from words. It comes from war, internal war, the battle between who you are and who you could be, the battle between now and later, ease and effort, fear and faith. And every time you choose discomfort, you choose victory in that battle. You see, most people think confidence comes from achievements, but true confidence comes from the struggle. It comes from keeping promises to yourself in the dark. It comes from choosing discomfort when no one is watching. You don't become proud of who you are just because things went right. You become proud because you kept showing up when everything went wrong. That's what builds real self-respect. That's what builds identity. You want to feel strong, do hard things. You want to feel in control. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations and dominate them. The more you suffer with purpose, the more you grow. The more you stretch, the more you evolve. And that evolution is what makes life rich, deep, and meaningful. So stop measuring progress by how easy things feel. Measure it by how uncomfortable you're willing to be. How many times you've failed and tried again. How often you've chosen discipline over distraction. How many moments you've faced fear and still moved forward. That's the real scoreboard. That's what matters. And one day you'll look back and realize something powerful. All the comfort you once craved could never compare to the pride of who you've become. You'll see that the pain was worth it, that the struggle was sacred. That the discomfort was divine because it didn't just change your results. It changed your identity. You didn't just build a stronger body or a sharper mind. You built a soul on fire, a spirit that doesn't break, a will that bends the world around it, and that is the real reward of discomfort, not just success, not just respect, but transformation. So don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for clarity. Don't wait for anyone to give you permission. Give yourself the gift of discomfort. Chase it, embrace it, live in it, because on the other side is the version of you the world desperately needs. The world needs your strength, your focus, your fire. But you'll never unlock it by staying comfortable, so go now, and don't just force yourself to be uncomfortable. Learn to love it. Let it raise you. Let it refine you. Let it remind you of what you're truly capable of. Because it doesn't stop here. Discomfort isn't a finish line. It's a lifelong companion. You don't just face it once and move on. You walk with it. You work with it. You become familiar with its voice, its lessons, its presence in your life. And over time, what once terrified you becomes your training ground, your proving ground, your home. This is how you separate yourself forever, not by talent, not by luck, not by timing, but by sheer force of will. By deciding you will go where others refuse to go, by rising at hours most people sleep, by sweating in silence while others seek shortcuts, by falling and standing up again and again until failure gets tired of testing you. This isn't about motivation anymore. This is about identity. This is who you are now, someone who doesn't wait for things to be comfortable, someone who acts while others hesitate, someone who becomes calm in chaos and finds strength in stress. While others spend their lives trying to avoid the fire, you've decided to walk through it and emerge forged, focused, and ferocious. There's power in that. There's freedom in that. Because once you stop fearing discomfort, nothing can hold you back. You stop overthinking, you stop waiting for perfect plans, you stop playing small, you start moving fast, you start doing more, you start winning internally, and everything external begins to shift. Opportunities come to those who dare. Life bends for those who push. Destiny opens up for those who refuse to play it safe. You won't need to convince people with words. They'll feel it in your presence. They'll sense it in your energy. They'll see it in the consistency of your actions. And they'll know you're different, not because you talk louder, but because you live louder. Not because you pretend to be fearless, but because you've walked through fear so many times it no longer controls you. You'll wake up one day and realize that while others were chasing comfort, you were chasing growth. While others were playing games, you were building character. And while others were waiting for life to change, you were becoming the change. That's the kind of life most people only dream about, but you're earning it, one hard decision at a time, one uncomfortable choice after another. That's your new habit, that's your new rhythm, that's your new standard. Because deep down you've made a decision. You will not leave this world as a watered-down version of yourself. You will not be remembered for what you almost did or who you almost became. You're going all the way. And discomfort is your vehicle, so don't stop now. Raise the bar again, make the morning colder, make the workout harder, make the schedule tighter. Say no to the comfort food, say yes to the painful truth. Run into the resistance, chase the challenge, choose the climb, choose the fight, because no matter how far you go, there will always be another level. And discomfort is the price of admission. If you want to keep rising, you must keep choosing what hurts now so it can heal later. That's the law of growth, that's the path of power, and that is the life of someone who refuses to settle. So when the moment comes, and it always will, where quitting looks easier, where backing off seems tempting, where shrinking back feels justified, remember who you are, remember how far you've come, remember all the pain you've already endured. Don't waste it. Don't throw it away just to feel good for 5 minutes. You've paid too much to turn around now. Because the moment you fully embody that mindset, the game changes. You stop reacting to life and you start directing it. You stop wishing for better days, and you start forging them, through discipline, through effort, through relentless exposure to discomfort. That's when you become the architect of your reality. That's when you seize control from circumstance and place it firmly into your own hands. You start to realize that comfort was never your friend. It was the anchor holding you back from discovering your true capability. It was the invisible chain that disguised itself as ease, but underneath it was fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of effort without reward. But once you break that chain and walk into the storm, everything opens up. You begin to see how small you were thinking before. You recognize how many opportunities you missed because you were too afraid to be uncomfortable, and then you make a vow, never again. Never again will you back down from a challenge just because it's hard. Never again will you sell yourself short for the sake of temporary ease. Never again will you choose a soft life when you were built for greatness. You are not here to exist. You are here to expand, to stretch, to push, to evolve. You start chasing discomfort not out of punishment, but out of purpose. You start waking up and asking yourself, what can I do today that will test me, that will grow me, that will forge a better version of me than the one I was yesterday? And when you find that thing, whether it's waking up earlier, training harder, speaking up, showing restraint, learning a new skill, or confronting something that scares you, you do it with full commitment. No hesitation, no excuse, no negotiation, because growth demands sacrifice. Greatness demands discomfort, and transformation demands that you go where the old you wouldn't dare to tread. And here's the thing, you'll begin to inspire others without even trying. Your actions will speak so loudly they won't be able to ignore the power you're developing. People around you will start to ask, what changed? They'll wonder how you became so disciplined, so focused, so unstoppable. And you'll know the truth. It wasn't a shortcut. It wasn't a trick. It was that quiet decision made daily to walk into discomfort and come out stronger. You'll become proof that it can be done, that fear can be faced, that discipline can be developed, that pain can be productive, and your life will become a beacon, not because it was easy, but because it was earned. And even then, you won't stop, because once you've tasted the fulfillment that comes from doing what others avoid, you won't want to go back. Once you've seen the growth that comes from pain, you'll no longer chase comfort, you'll chase challenge. You'll crave the next test, you'll ask for the next level, not because you hate ease, but because you love the strength that comes from rising above it. And at some point, maybe years from now, you'll look in the mirror and see someone unrecognizable, not because of how you look, but because of how you carry yourself, because of the steel in your eyes, because of the fire in your chest, because of the quiet, unshakable certainty that you've built something few ever do, a life defined not by what you avoided, but by what you embraced. You'll walk through life with a confidence that can't be faked and a power that can't be bought. And it will all be traced back to one simple decision. You forced yourself to be uncomfortable every single day. And if anyone ever asks you how you became this way, how you built that resilience, how you kept showing up when everything screamed at you to stop, you'll smile, not because it was easy, but because it was worth it. And you'll keep going, because by now you've discovered the truth that few ever do. Growth has no finish line. There is no final peak. No point where you get to rest forever, satisfied, with nothing more to overcome. Life will keep testing you. The seasons will keep changing. New levels will bring new devils. And the moment you think you've earned the right to relax is the moment you start to slip. That's why discomfort isn't just something you endure for a season. It's something you learn to welcome for life. You begin to build a relationship with it. You recognize the patterns, the tightness in your chest before you act, the racing thoughts before a leap, the burning muscles, the mental resistance, the voice inside begging you to quit, and you learn to smile at it, because now you know what it means, progress. Every time discomfort shows up, it's a signal that you're growing. And growth is the currency of a meaningful life. So you stay in the fire. You let it shape you. You let it burn away the weakness, the doubt, the laziness, the excuses. You emerge clearer, stronger, sharper. You move with purpose, you speak with weight, you operate with focus. People begin to notice the gravity in your presence, the quiet intensity of someone who has been through hell and refused to be broken by it. This is the reward of living uncomfortably. You become someone you respect, and there is no feeling more powerful than that. Because once you respect yourself, you stop needing validation. You stop trying to impress. You stop chasing applause, you lead your own path, you move to your own rhythm, and nothing outside of you holds the power to control your direction, and then comes the ripple effect, because your example will spark something in others. Your discipline will wake people up. Your resilience will challenge them to rise, and even if they never say it, they'll feel it. They'll feel your energy when you walk into a room. They'll feel your conviction when you speak. They'll feel your integrity in every decision, and many of them will start to wonder, what if I stopped playing it safe? What if I started doing what scared me? In that moment, your courage becomes contagious. You won't need to convince anyone. You'll be the evidence, living proof that discomfort leads to strength, that hard choices create freedom, that pain is not the end, but the beginning. And when life throws its worst at you, when things fall apart, when people betray you, when plans collapse, you won't crumble. You'll remember who you are. You'll remember the sweat, the tears, the lonely mornings and late nights. You'll remember that you didn't build your character in comfort. You built it in resistance, and because of that, you'll rise again, not despite the pain, but because of it. Every day, you'll get clearer on one truth. This life is not meant to be easy. It's meant to be earned. And you're here to earn it, fully, fiercely, relentlessly. So keep choosing the path with pressure. Keep doing the thing that terrifies you. Keep saying yes to the hard, the heavy, the high stakes, because comfort will always be there, waiting to lull you back into a smaller life. But you didn't come this far to settle. You didn't walk through fire just to sit in the shade. You came to build something unshakable. You came to show what's possible when nothing, absolutely nothing, is more important than growth. This is your path now, not the easy life, but the earned life. So tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that, keep going. Find the hard thing, the painful thing, the scary thing, and do it anyway. That's your edge, that's your freedom, that's your power. And even as the years pass, as seasons change and life takes its turns, you will hold on to this fire. Because once you've lived the life forged through discomfort, you can never truly return to the ordinary. You've tasted a higher level of existence. You've stood on the edge of your limits and leaped. You've broken through barriers, not once, but again and again. And now you are no longer the same, the person you were before. The one who hesitated, who doubted, who waited for the perfect time, is gone. In their place stands someone unrecognizably powerful, not just in strength, but in mindset, in resolve, in identity. You no longer think about whether you feel like it, or whether you're ready, or whether it's easy. You've trained your soul to act. You've taught your heart to lean into the hard, and because of that, your life has become a masterpiece of perseverance, grit, and internal victory. Look around. Everything you see, everything you've built, your habits, your reputation, your energy, your results, it all traces back to one decision: to force yourself into the uncomfortable, to stop waiting for permission and instead give yourself full access to the uncomfortable truth that growth only happens in resistance, and that resistance is not the enemy, it is the teacher. It has taught you who you are. It has revealed your flaws, your fears, your weaknesses, but more importantly, it has shown you your potential. It has given you a front row seat to your own transformation, and what an honor that is, to witness the evolution of your own greatness, forged not in ease, but in effort. You've realized that the true joy of life doesn't come from what you achieve, but from who you become on the way there. It's the early mornings where no one sees you pushing yourself. It's the nights where you want to quit, but don't. It's the pain in your muscles, the battle in your mind, the relentless forward motion when everything says stop. That's what makes you alive. That's what makes you dangerous. That's what makes you free. You are free now, free from excuses, free from the opinions of others, free from the version of yourself that always looked for the exit when things got hard. You've destroyed that person with repetition, with action, with pressure. And in their place stands someone unbreakable. The world won't understand it. Some people will ask why you live this way, why you push so hard, why you never settle, but they'll never understand unless they've walked through what you've walked through, unless they've willingly stepped into pain for the sake of purpose, unless they've sacrificed what's easy to earn what's extraordinary. But you don't need them to understand. You don't need anyone to approve. Because this life isn't about applause, it's about alignment. It's about becoming who you were born to be, and the only way to get there is through discomfort. So when the next challenge comes, and it will, don't flinch. Don't ask why, just nod, smile, step forward, because this is what you've been training for. This is the life you've chosen. This is your edge. Every uncomfortable moment, every hard choice, every painful sacrifice, it has made you unstoppable. And from this point forward, nothing can take that away from you. You've made discomfort your home. You've made greatness your standard. You've made pressure your companion. And that is why you will never be average again. That is why you will never be denied again. That is why you will live a life most people only dream of, because you were willing to do what most people never will. And now, as you stand in the quiet of your own growth, there's a realization that settles deep in your chest. This journey was never about achieving a specific goal. It was about becoming someone capable of enduring, creating, overcoming, and rising, again and again. It was about waking up and choosing the difficult road, not because you had to, but because you refused to live a life of regret, stagnation, and mediocrity. You've come to understand that greatness is not gifted. It is earned, not once but daily, not with comfort but with conscious struggle. You've learned that pressure sharpens, that adversity polishes, that hardship teaches, and that when you refuse to quit, life eventually has no choice but to yield to your discipline. This life, the one you've built through the grind, through discomfort, through deliberate sacrifice, it radiates a kind of strength that can't be imitated. It's raw, it's real, and it's rare. While most drift, you've chosen to drive. While most seek easy answers, you've embraced the difficult questions. And while most avoid pain, you've faced it, wrestled with it, and turned it into power. The uncomfortable path has forced you to level up in every way. You've become mentally tougher, emotionally grounded, physically more capable, spiritually more centered. You've become self-reliant, not arrogant, but sure of who you are because you've tested your limits in the places where few dare to go. You understand now that pain is temporary, but the pride of knowing you conquered it lasts forever. Every early morning, every rejected excuse, every day you showed up when it was inconvenient, it created a record in your soul. A record that says, I did what I said I'd do. I stayed when others quit. I went forward even when there was no applause, no spotlight, no reward except the internal knowledge that I am becoming something rare. That's what discomfort gives you, a foundation, one no storm can shake, one no critic can destroy, one no failure can erase. And maybe the most powerful thing of all is this: you've become someone others can count on. You've become the rock, the example, the quiet force that reminds people what's possible when you stop looking for shortcuts and start leaning into the fire. Because now, when life hits hard, and it will, you won't break, you won't panic. You won't run, you'll do what you've trained yourself to do. You'll breathe, you'll adjust, you'll dig deep, and you'll keep moving forward, not perfectly, not easily, but relentlessly. That's what matters. That's what separates you. That's what defines the life of someone who chooses discomfort over ease. And here's the final truth. The reward isn't just in what you accomplish. It's in who you become. It's in the self-respect you carry, the inner peace of knowing you gave everything, the fierce joy of knowing that even if everything was taken from you, you could rebuild it all, because you built yourself first. So keep pushing, keep climbing. Keep forcing yourself to be uncomfortable, because every uncomfortable step you take is one more step away from the crowd, and one step closer to becoming unstoppable. As you keep pushing forward, remember that the journey is as important as the destination. Each step you take in discomfort is a step toward mastery, toward the realization that your true potential has always been waiting on the other side of your fears, your doubts, and your resistance to change. The more you lean into this discomfort, the stronger you become. It's like adding layers to your resilience, each layer tougher, each layer more impenetrable than the last. You see, what you're doing isn't just about making it through difficult moments. It's about transforming yourself into someone who doesn't just survive life's challenges, but thrives through them. You are learning the profound truth that when you can handle discomfort, you can handle anything. The hard things aren't obstacles, they're opportunities. They are the very soil where greatness grows. You've planted the seeds. Now you are learning to water them with your persistence, your discipline, and your relentless effort. Every time you step into discomfort, you're becoming a living example of how success isn't handed to anyone. Success is earned day by day, hour by hour, choice by choice. People might see the end result, the polished, accomplished version of you, but they'll never see the thousands of moments when you chose discomfort over ease. They won't see the long nights, the missed opportunities to relax, the sacrifices you made in order to chase what mattered. But you will, and that's what will fuel you to keep going. Because at the end of the day, it's not the accolades or the praise that will fulfill you. It's the quiet, unwavering knowledge that you did the work. That when everyone else was comfortable, you were moving, you were growing, you were becoming, and that in itself is the ultimate victory. The world will continue to present you with new challenges, and you will continue to meet them head on. Each challenge will build on the last, compounding your strength, your resilience, and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. The discomfort you've embraced becomes less frightening with each new encounter. It starts to feel like home, and with that comfort in discomfort, you become a force of nature, unstoppable, unshakable, unmovable. And when others look at you, when they ask how you got here, how you became so focused, so determined, so steady in the face of adversity, you won't have to say a word. Your actions will speak louder than any explanation. They'll see the work behind the work. They'll see the commitment. They'll see the grit. They'll see that you weren't born with something special. You simply decided to embrace discomfort, and that decision transformed everything. So never forget this. The discomfort you face today is shaping the person you'll be tomorrow. Every uncomfortable moment is a stitch in the fabric of your future success. It's your training ground, your forge, where you're being molded into the strongest version of yourself. As long as you keep choosing discomfort over comfort, you will continue to rise. You will continue to evolve. And when you look back on all that you've endured, you won't regret a single moment. Because it will have made you who you are, someone who doesn't just wait for life to happen, but makes life happen. As you move forward in your journey, never forget that discomfort will always be a companion. It's not something to run from, it's something to befriend, because the discomfort you embrace today builds the resilience that will carry you through the toughest times of your life. The strength you develop in these moments of struggle will be the foundation upon which you build your success. Every challenge you face, every difficult moment you endure, will fortify your resolve and make you unbreakable. And while others may seek the easy route, you will choose the road less traveled. You will choose the route that challenges you to grow, to evolve, and to become something greater than you ever imagined, because you know that it is in discomfort that you are made stronger. You understand that in order to achieve greatness, you must be willing to endure the growing pains of self-discovery. What you're doing now, by pushing through discomfort, is something most people never even attempt. The majority of people settle for comfort. They settle for what's easy and familiar, but not you. You have chosen to pursue a life that challenges you, that pushes you past your limits, that forces you to step outside of what you thought was possible. And with every uncomfortable step, you are transforming into the person you were always meant to be. You're not just building a life of success. You're building a life of depth, of meaning, and of purpose. A life where you know you gave everything, where you can look back and say with pride, I didn't take the easy way out. I didn't settle. I kept pushing, kept striving, and became someone worthy of the dreams I have. Your journey won't always be smooth. There will be days when you feel like giving up. There will be times when it seems like the discomfort is too much to bear. But remember this, the very moments when you feel like quitting are the moments when you are closest to your breakthrough. You've already proven to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. The discomfort you face today is nothing compared to the strength you will gain from it tomorrow. So when life presents you with new challenges, new hurdles, new fears, welcome them. Embrace them. Step into them with the confidence that you've already done the hard work. You've already built the muscle of resilience. You've already trained your mind to see discomfort as a sign of growth, not a signal to turn back. And with each new challenge, you will rise higher, stand firmer, and become more than you ever dreamed possible, because you chose the discomfort, you chose the growth, you chose to become someone who cannot be stopped. As you continue to push forward, remember that you are not alone on this journey. Every person who has ever achieved greatness has walked this same path. They have faced discomfort. They have faced fear. They have faced doubt, but they did not let those things define them. Instead, they used them as stepping stones to become the person they needed to be in order to reach their full potential. You, too, are on that path. And with every uncomfortable step, you are becoming something extraordinary. So let the discomfort fuel you. Let it propel you to new heights. Let it remind you that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. And know that, as long as you keep choosing discomfort, you will continue to evolve into the greatest version of yourself. And one day, when you look back on all the discomfort you've faced, all the obstacles you've overcome, all the times you've pushed through the pain, you will see a life lived fully, a life of purpose. A life of achievement, a life of unshakable strength. You will see a life that could only have been created by embracing discomfort. So continue, keep forcing yourself to be uncomfortable, keep growing, keep evolving, keep becoming who you were always meant to be. I believe we've reached a powerful conclusion in our journey through discomfort, growth, and resilience. But I understand that you're deeply committed to the theme of pushing through discomfort, and there's always room for more reflection, more lessons to be drawn from this ever unfolding path of personal development. So, as you continue to walk this path, remember that discomfort will never truly leave you, but neither will your capacity to meet it with strength, determination, and unyielding courage. Life will always have moments that test you, when the world feels like it's pressing against you, when your dreams seem far away, when the noise of doubt fills your ears. But those moments don't define you. How you respond to them does. Your power lies in your response. So while it may seem like you've reached the end of this speech, in reality, it is only the beginning. The real journey, the lasting transformation, will come not from reading these words, but from living them. It's easy to read a speech, to be moved by powerful words, but the true strength comes when you wake up tomorrow and choose to apply what you've learned. When you step into discomfort, not for the sake of it, but for the sake of your future self, the person you are becoming. The person who will look back on this time and know that the choice to lean into discomfort, to chase greatness, and to never settle was the best decision of their life. If you ever find yourself thinking you've done enough, take a moment to reflect on the countless individuals who have come before you, the pioneers, the creators, the trailblazers, who all had to endure discomfort in order to create the breakthroughs they're known for today. Think of the times they were tempted to quit, to take the easier route, to settle for comfort. They didn't. They pressed on, and that's what sets them apart. That's what sets you apart too, so keep moving forward. Even when it feels hard, especially when it feels hard, because in those moments you are building a life that is unlike any other. You are becoming someone who is unstoppable, untouchable, and unafraid to face whatever challenges come your way. You are laying the foundation for a legacy that will inspire others to embrace their own discomfort and grow beyond what they thought possible. And as you rise, you'll notice that the discomfort you once feared becomes the fuel for your success. What once seemed like an obstacle will soon become just another part of your journey, something you've conquered, something you've mastered. And when you look back, you'll realize that all those moments of discomfort were the very things that made you who you are. A person of unshakable strength, a person who not only dreamed, but acted. A person who didn't just endure discomfort, but thrived because of it. So continue. Keep choosing discomfort. Keep growing, keep becoming, and keep pushing the boundaries of who you are. Because the person you are today is not the person you will be tomorrow. Tomorrow you will be stronger, you will be wiser, you will be more capable, and that, my friend, is the true gift of discomfort. As the days pass, as challenges arise, and as you forge your path forward, remember, you are not just living a life of action, you are living a life of purpose. Every step you take in discomfort is a step toward a future of greatness. And with each uncomfortable moment, you are one step closer to becoming everything you were meant to be. While you might feel like this speech has already captured everything necessary, I can sense that there is still an inner drive, an insatiable desire to keep pushing forward, to not only finish what's been started, but to ensure that this message continues to resonate deeply. So, let's expand on the core idea one more time, because, truly, there is always more that can be learned from discomfort. You see, the path you're on is an ongoing journey. While the discomfort you face today might seem overwhelming, it's important to realize that every single experience is laying the groundwork for something greater. As you step out of your comfort zone time and time again, you are teaching your mind to seek growth, to embrace challenge, and to find strength in what others might shy away from. You are rewiring your brain to associate discomfort with opportunity, progress, and expansion. This is what truly separates the achievers from the dreamers. Dreamers think about what they want, but they do not always act. They are paralyzed by the discomfort that naturally arises when they try to take the first step. Achievers, on the other hand, understand that the discomfort they feel is a signal not to retreat, but to proceed. It's a reminder that they are exactly where they need to be in order to grow. And as you continue on your journey, you'll find that discomfort becomes less of an obstacle and more of a trusted ally. When discomfort no longer frightens you, when you no longer hesitate or fear it, that is when you begin to tap into the unlimited potential that lies within you. Discomfort becomes the source of your power. It is the very catalyst that drives you to transform from one version of yourself to the next. Think about all of the individuals who inspire you, those who have reached incredible heights in their careers, their personal lives, or their endeavors. Each and every one of them faced their own battles, their own moments of doubt, fear, and discomfort. But they didn't let that stop them. They understood something crucial. Success is born from the willingness to be uncomfortable. When you hear someone say they reached their dreams without hardship, it's either a rare anomaly or an oversimplification of their journey. The truth is they endured, they failed, they stumbled. But in each of those moments they chose to keep going, and they made discomfort their driving force, not their stumbling block. You too can do this. You can choose to make discomfort your partner in the journey to becoming the best version of yourself. You can choose to see every obstacle as an opportunity to level up. You can choose to keep rising, even when the world seems determined to bring you down. And remember this: your discomfort doesn't have to look like someone else's. It doesn't have to be the same challenges, the same struggles, or the same experiences. Your discomfort is personal to you, shaped by your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations. The point isn't about comparing your discomfort to someone else's. It's about acknowledging it, embracing it, and using it to propel you forward. As you grow stronger, as you face each new wave of discomfort, you will begin to notice the world around you changing. You will notice that the challenges you once found insurmountable are now within your reach. You'll realize that you are capable of things you once believed were beyond your grasp. And you will know that every step of discomfort was worth it. You are not the same person who began this journey. You are someone who has learned the value of pushing through. You've learned that real growth doesn't come from avoiding discomfort, but from choosing it intentionally. You've learned that the discomfort you face today will become the foundation for the success you will experience tomorrow. And with that understanding, you can face whatever comes next with a sense of unwavering confidence, knowing that you have already been forged in the fires of discomfort. You have been molded into a person who doesn't run from challenges, but who seeks them out, because you understand that they are the very things that will make you extraordinary. The future is full of opportunities, each one designed to test you, to stretch you, to force you into new realms of growth. And with each challenge you meet head on, you will continue to expand into your full potential. So embrace discomfort as your ally, your guide, and your partner. And know that with every uncomfortable moment you face, you are becoming a stronger, more capable version of yourself. Keep moving forward and continue to show the world the power that comes from choosing discomfort, time and time again. Because as you've learned, this discomfort isn't your enemy. It's the key to unlocking your greatness. You are the person who chooses the uncomfortable path. You are the one who rises above the noise, above the fear, and above the uncertainty. You are the one who transforms discomfort into strength, and that is why you are unstoppable. The world doesn't just need people who dream, it needs people who act. It needs people like you, people who force themselves to be uncomfortable, and in doing so, create the life they were always meant to live. It seems you're truly committed to extracting every bit of wisdom from this powerful theme. So, let's take this a step further by exploring the deeper essence of discomfort and how it shapes not just your success, but also your mindset, your identity, and the ripple effect it creates in the lives of others. Because as much as this journey is about you, about who you are becoming, it is also about the example you set for others. Every time you step into discomfort, you are showing someone else that it's possible. Every time you face a challenge with courage and strength, you inspire others to do the same. And that's the most beautiful part of this transformation. It's not just for you. It's for everyone you touch. You are living proof that growth doesn't come easily, and that's why your journey will speak to others in ways you cannot even imagine. They will look at you and say, if they can do it, so can I. And you will be the reason they take that next step. You will be the reason they choose discomfort, because you've shown them that it leads to something greater. That's the power of embracing discomfort, not just for personal gain, but as a beacon of inspiration to those around you. You are creating a ripple effect. The courage you show in your own life empowers others to do the same in theirs, and as you continue on this path, remember that discomfort doesn't end, it simply evolves. Just when you think you've mastered one level, another challenge will present itself. But that's the beauty of it. Each new challenge means more growth, more strength, more opportunities to continue pushing the boundaries of what's possible. You will never stop evolving as long as you continue to choose discomfort over complacency. The discomfort you're facing today is preparing you for the greatness that is waiting just around the corner. What seems like an obstacle now will eventually become your stepping stone. The effort you put in today will lay the groundwork for the rewards that come tomorrow. And as you rise through every level, You will see the world around you shift in ways that reflect your transformation. The person who once struggled in the face of adversity will become a beacon of strength. The person who was once unsure will become confident in their own abilities, and the person who feared discomfort will become the very embodiment of resilience. By embracing discomfort, you have unlocked the potential to live a life beyond any